down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone.
Chill. Simmer down now.
I'm freaking out!
So, guys, last week was Thanksgiving, and we have a decision to make on some of these topics, these preseason hot takes. Are we eating crow or we're still eating turkey? So that would be translating we were wrong or we're sticking to our predictions. Anthony, we're going to start with the first one, the one we talked about with DB. The Boston Bruins will struggle this season.
I mean, isn't it obvious? We're all eating crow on this one.
Get the layup thing, Mark. Come on.
I mean, Christ, Mark, we're crying out loud. The Bruins they're one of the best teams in the league. They're
on,
first place
Evan. There's the
division.
comment in the chat. You know you're there.
They are. We're certainly eating it. You know, they're still getting the job done. You know, this just goes to show Montgomery how great of a coach he is. They lose Bergeron and Krejci. They're still playing that tough defensive system. You know, Olmark's not putting up the numbers that he did last year, but him and Swayman together as a whole have been real solid. You know, Zaka's been better than I thought. You know, and obviously David Pastrnak right up there in the scoring leaders. And they just play a real good brand of hockey. So yeah, Mark, I mean, there's really not much else to say. We're totally wrong about this.
I know we're all eating crow. I'm assuming that. I still had it on the list. I had to throw it in there real quick. So, Phil, let me go right to the next one that I made the prediction on earlier in the year, and which is the Penguins are not a playoff team. If you were me, are you eating crow or are you eating your turkey?
This is tough, but I'm probably going to have to go with turkey right now because they seem like they're hot and cold. They're inconsistent. The defense is poor. The goaltending has been okay, but maybe a little better than we thought it would be, but still not great. But there is definitely a way that you could see this team completely missing the playoffs. They could get hot and they could make a run, but I ultimately think they miss the playoffs. Turkey.
Anthony.
You know, again, you know, they got 21 points. They're 1 point behind the Islanders, means, you know, even them were in shouting difference of second and third. So it's still too early, but I would say right now, out of all the teams in the Metro, just based on their defense, I don't know. Turkey, I guess, but they could still certainly make the playoffs based on where they are in the standings right now.
I agree with both of you guys that they could still make the playoffs, and you got to look at them and go, Sidney Crosby is still playing at such a high level, probably top 10 player in the league, if not top 5. And I'm still eating my turkey because all their problems come later on in the season, especially an older team. There's going to be more injuries coming in. There's going to be more fatigue. And God, Tristan Jarry is worse the longer the season goes on. So it's just one of those things that's going to happen. I'm sticking to my guns. Now, something I had to dig a little bit, but something Phil said was Columbus is going to be galvanized by the Babcock firing. Phil, crow?
Crow, because Pascal Vincent has coached like David Quinn coached the Rangers. It's an easy crow because this team has done nothing. He's benched Laine and Gaudreau and even healthy scratched Laine. And he's just been, what are you doing there? I mean, I don't know what he's doing. I'd be shocked if he lasts beyond this season.
Anthony, well, we did ask if there's a culture problem in Columbus last week. I'll ask that to you right now. And obviously, we'd be eating crow on this one too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, because that's a short. Well, the man of few words. He doesn't have to say anything because guess what? Let's move on to one of Anthony's preseason hot takes. Pump the brakes on the Ottawa Senators making the playoffs. Anthony, turkey or crow?
Well, this is looking like a turkey so far. You know, the Senators, they're going through some growing pains right now. They still got a young team. I mean, they were missing some good pieces. Shabbat was out. Brandstrom was out, so they had some injuries on the back end. But again, it really comes down to their goaltending. Like we said, their goaltending's not great. Their defense as a whole isn't great, and even though they got a good group of forwards between Giroux and Stützle and Kachuk and Batherson and Norris, Tarasenko, they still have too many holes in their game. So I still stand by this. I mean, I would be surprised if the Senators made the play, especially in a really tough Atlantic division. I don't see it happening.
If you're listening on audio, you should have seen the sneer Phil gave me just as I posed that last one. Phil, this is definitely turkey for you, right?
Yeah, it's layup turkey, dude. Layup turkey. It's 16 points. They have one of the worst records in the league. They're 4 points back of Chicago and San Jose for the worst amount of points in the league. Layup.
Layup. I agree with you on that. And the one thing I said all along was their goaltending was going to be a problem. Their goaltending's a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. But one other team that we said Florida may miss the playoffs. I'm going to eat a little bit crow on that one. I kind of nodded and said they got to get through the first 2 months. Paul Maurice has done a great job. I say to you, Mr. LaRocco.
Yeah, you know what? I thought missing Montour and Ekblad would have killed them. But, this is crow big time. They're both back now. They did more than tread water without them. They played really well. They got them back. Sam Reinhart got off to a really good start. And then the usual suspects, Barkov, Kachuk, Verhaeghe. So Crow for sure. They're, looks like they're on track to finish, make the second in the Atlantic. So definitely proved all of us wrong.
All right. Polar Knights, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We try our best on this one. Phil, what do you think? Do you think Florida is a sure-in for the playoffs?
Yeah, I say that they're probably going to make it. Usually the Thanksgiving marker is a real good indicator of what teams are going to make and miss the playoffs, because you know what a team is by then. This is a team that's going to continue to play well and definitely make the playoffs moving forward, because they have a lot of pieces in place and they've bought into Paul Maurice, obviously. So good for them.
And 6-3-1 in their last 10, they've bought into Paul Maurice. Last year it was we're trying to play playoff hockey during the regular season, which is not easy. Now they're just playing damn good hockey. Francesca, I'm just eating lots of crow with this one. You know what? Let me throw one last one out there. This was one of mine, my MVP pick of this season. Jack Hughes will score over 110 points. He has played 15 games. He's got 26 right now. Philk, is it possible to have turkey pending that could turn into crow? That might be where I am, because I think if he's healthy the rest of the season, I think he gets over there. He's been on a great clip.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I think he'll break 100. I don't know if he breaks 110 at this point, just because of the time that he missed. And he's kind of slowed down a bit since he's come back. He's still scoring. Don't get me wrong.
That goal last night was fantastic.
Of course. But it's not at the pace that he was scoring at before he left, at a 2-point-per-game pace. So I do think that it's possible, definitely possible. So I'm going to go turkey just because I think it's close, but I'm not 110% sure if he does it.
All right. Well, guys, that is our quick segment looking back at some of our preseason hot takes. Were they hot takes? Or did we go a little bit too far? Well, we're a self-correcting show. So that's why we like to do segments like this one. Please like and subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of great hockey content and an entertaining interactive podcast. So check us out in our library of videos.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.